you've got Lacazette, who's probably going to have to be the first choice in that case. You don't know what you're going to get with him. You don't know how. The thing is, how do you move on Aubameyang? He's on big money and he's playing woeful. You'd have Lacazette at least for another year. You're hoping Balogun, Martinelli can step up. You're hoping the club have started scouting strikers from 2 years ago and whatnot. But I can't lie, I am starting to consider I think Aubameyang's going to get back to goal scoring ways. I think he's going to do his thing. I really do. I really think he's going to get back to goal scoring ways and get his mojo back this season. But same way, I'm not going to lie, without being reactionary, that game, it did make me think, right, it's better he does it now than in than in the real season. But it's like, do we have to consider a reality where Aubameyang, he isn't going to get back to goal scoring ways? That's just gonna be him. I'm not too sure in that regards, people. What's gonna happen really? Because sorry, people. Wait, what should we do? Should we say? Because when I look at Aubameyang, like I said with Aubameyang, like we might as well talk about it here as well, folks. Let's go over that again. Let's focus specifically on Aubameyang. Hit the like button now. For me, as I just said, people, I think he's going to get back into goal scoring ways. I think he's going to find the back of the net. I am prepared to give him the luxury that he hasn't. We don't create mass chances, and he's been overperforming in that regards for a while. It's only been one poor season, and as poor as he's been, not one single attacking player has excelled from game 1 to game 38. Pepe and Lacazette, they found themselves, but I'll give him that. Hopefully with a 10, a number 8, better coaching and tactics from Martinelli, from Arteta, we'll get the best out of our midfielders who come in. That means we'll get the best out of Smith Rowe, which means we'll get the best out of Aubameyang, etc., etc. I think Aubameyang's heavily service reliant. We don't create service, so he's not going to score. So I do think he's going to get back into goal scoring ways. And one thing that gives me confidence, while he's been nothing to scream and shout about in these 2 games in Scotland, he is kind of doing the right things. The movements there, he's involved. But same way, let's be real, the chances he's missing are poor. And we know what Aubameyang lacks with general play and stuff he makes with being a good goal scorer. Even when he misses these tap-ins, they're concerning. But let's be real, even when Aubameyang is having them great goal scoring seasons, he still misses these clangers. He's known to miss we all know he'll miss a tap-in and then score again. But what if he doesn't get back into goal scoring ways? While I want to think positive and I think he is going to score goals and he is going to do his thing, I have to consider it. As much as Aubameyang's game is service reliant, I don't think he necessarily needs to use his pace to score goals. He's got good movement, but if he isn't going to score goals, then he's got no relevance in the team. Like I said, Arteta recognizes he needs him because he's played him through the middle, but every day of the week, he'd prefer to play him off that left. He doesn't really rate. I wouldn't say, it's not that he doesn't rate Lacazette, Aubameyang or Nketiah. He's got an appreciation for all of their abilities, but there's something not allowing either to be the top one. So obviously, if Aubameyang doesn't get back into goal scoring ways, we're in problems, people. I don't mind. It's better he misses now than in the real season, and I do think he'll get back. But if he doesn't, then we've got an elephant in the room because he plays off the left. Do you really want to disrupt Saka? Do you really want to disrupt Saka and Pepe's progress? Martinelli needs to get some minutes through the middle. I'm not sure. For me, I still think like Aubameyang's body language looks positive and things like that, but we haven't got times to carry him. And obviously, if it's a case of he needs to be a squad player and stuff, then you're hoping he can turn into this super sub or whatnot, because it'd be difficult to move him on because the one thing you could give him is that he scores goals. If you're not scoring goals, if you're on big money, and like I said, scoring goals is one thing, but he doesn't offer much beyond that. His general play is way better than people give him credit for, but it's meaty. So you've got an elephant in the room, and that's already with on paper, Kolasinac, Willian on paper contracted. So again, it's looking a bit dodgy. But I back Lacazette to get back. Aubameyang to get back into goal scoring ways this season. But I'm not gonna lie to you, it is concerning that the chances he missed, people. It is a bit woeful in that regards. But it is what it is. If he doesn't, then it's got to be Project Martinelli, because you always got to look at it. Lacazette, as much as I rate Lacazette and stuff like that, he shouldn't be the top striker. If Aubameyang shouldn't really be our top striker, but he scores 20 league goals. We need someone who can do a bit of both. But suddenly, if Lacazette is going through his woeful form, if Aubameyang is going through his woeful form, who gets the looking? Because Arteta hasn't shown me that in times of adversity he'll throw in a couple of young players if the experienced ones aren't really doing it. You know, so again, I would like to know that would mean chances for Balogun and obviously Martinelli, but I'm not even too sure really and truly. Let's just hope that we don't have to get to it, but we can't afford to carry Lacazette again. And I hope we've got a full. I hope we've got a plan really and truly. If Aubameyang doesn't get back to goal scoring ways, don't get twisted. We need to do everything within our power to enable him to get back. But we haven't got time to carry anyone this season. Anyone who isn't in form, we stand by him and whatnot, but we haven't got time to carry them. We literally can't. We need to carry ourselves. You know, anyone that's not with it. And the minute Aubameyang signed the new deal, we should have been looking for a new striker anyways. And, you know, what I hope happens with Aubameyang is that naturally his importance in the team, not his goal scoring, but his importance in the team filters away. Because like I said, we should be training Balogun, Martinelli, whoever, so that Aubameyang can go from being a name, first name on the team sheet to almost a squad player, a super sub and whatnot. Because as I said, Aubameyang's here for the present. He's here for the present. He's not here for the future. What can we do to so he can be used in the in the present to enable us for the future? You know, that's how I'm kind of looking at it. So if he, you know, if Martinelli and Balogun can step up and whatnot, obviously it takes the pressure off. I think that's where Arteta needs to give them two young lads chances, because I do think we would have to bring in a striker if Lacazette and Aubameyang leave when they do leave. But they could save us a bit of peas, really and truly. You know, so we're gonna have to see. And obviously, if Lacazette isn't scoring, Aubameyang isn't scoring, we're in problems. And as much as we talk about Aubameyang's lack of goals and how great Lacazette's season's been, I'm not criticizing either of them. It shows you the level between the two of them, because, you know, to say he got 10 goals is laughable, but in all comps, he's only three. I think he was only three off Lacazette in Premier League statistics. I'm sure, people. So again, there is gonna, in the next 18 months, we do have to probably revisit what we're doing with our strikers. But if we go down here quickly, folks, obviously we know Aubameyang's pedigree. Sorry, folks, where is it? You know, 64 Premier League goals already, man. It's crazy. But here we have it. Like, where is it, man? Where's the last season? Sorry, folks. If we look at last season statistics for Aubameyang, look, obviously he got 15 in all comps, 15 in 39. So again, even on a woeful season, it's terrible, but it's not the worst. There's still something in there, man. You know, at 32, this is a reality that Arsenal had to consider when we signed that deal. And for me, we kept him because we needed him, but we should have moved our importance away. We haven't quite learned from relying on an aging Koscielny. We haven't learned from relying on an aging David Luiz, really. You know, we need to learn in that regards, people. You know, let's find Lacazette. Now you look at Lacazette, you had the best season ever, according to some. You know, again, I'm not using that to criticize him. It's just both. We probably need to address this situation. Shout out to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I mean, Lacazette's only on 50. Overall balance. I want to see. Remember, Aubameyang, got 15 in all comps, 10 in the league. And Lacazette got 30. Look, he's only 3 off. And a season where Aubameyang was dropped, you know, banned for, dropped from the Spurs game, had malaria, all these things. He's only 3 off Lacazette. Lacazette, best thing since sliced bread this season, 13 and 31, which isn't even his best goal scoring season. My point is not to criticize Lacazette or Aubameyang. I love them both, but there's a serious elephant in the room, and it would be Arsenal to, you know, we're crying about creativity, you know, find the 10 and then we won't have the strikers, or we have the strikers like we've had and then we're not playing our 10s, or we sign a left-sided centre back, we haven't got a right-sided, we got a good left back, we ain't got a shaky right back. You know, we've got a lot of things we've got a lot of things in that regard. So we're going to have to see what happens. But it's an elephant in the room we should have addressed. You know, we should have known the minute Aubameyang was signing his new deal, when he was going to be moved on, how he was going to be moved on, and who was going to replace him. You know, I hope Arsenal have a target where they've been looking at him for a couple of years. You know, the year Aubameyang signed the deal, okay, you aren't really ready. Now we're going to look at you this season, and next season he's ready. So it's an elephant in the room we have to address, and one that we have to take very seriously. I think he'll get back to goal scoring ways, but it does concern me and it does scare me, people. I'm not going to sit here and cap. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, people. Please make sure you're hitting the like button.